Hey guys, House here to talk about the current Grand Arena season, right? We finally ended, and I want to make sure you're prepared for the next one. Now that we're going to be in a place where, how do I put it? We're more accurately rated within Grand Arena, right? Maybe not quite all the way there yet, but we're definitely going to be facing opponents that are more on our scale. Not so much GP wise, right? GP doesn't matter anywhere near as much nowadays. More on effective team wise, right? You're going to be fighting more people who are able to place full defenses and full offenses comparatively at your level. So we've got to start making sure that we can combat that, right? If you're looking for easy W's, I don't know what to tell you, alright? You can go and check out like the AP gains farming strategy, alright, baby? That's a fantastic way to get easy W's up until, I don't know when it stops, really. You just, probably till you climb out of Bronzium. You just start running out of teams and people who have been playing longer than you come and catch that, but, yeah. There's no real easy way out for us veterans, baby. Even though I'm in Bronzium, I've been playing this game for way too long, and I don't have enough to show for it. I really, really don't. But I do have some good advice for you out there. I know it doesn't sound like it, but let me slide over to my first round. But we're going to talk about it anyway. You're going to go away with a wealth of gorgeous knowledge. And 2 simple tips as well. The first one is, don't be heavy-handed in offense or defense, right? You want your defense to be resilient, but still able to take banners. You don't exactly need your offense to succeed all the time, right? Some people are really focused on making sure they can't clear the territory that's in there. And some people really just need to focus on not being able to clear all of the territories, right? You don't have to have a strong defense in every single zone. You just have to have an effective defense in every single zone. Something that can snipe banners, like Grievous, or something that maybe is a problem on the back wall, right? My opponent over here tried that by setting Emphy's Nest back here, hoping I wouldn't have enough of a team to clear it, and that Emphy's Nest would almost kind of solo my team, right? And I did it by setting Geos on the back wall, because if they burn Darth Vader on the front wall because they don't see Geos, and then they see Geos on the back wall, they go, oh no, I don't have my one counter in my single character. Can I beat them with other things? And then maybe they don't quite know how to do it without Vader, right? But this is like kind of my main shtick is offense and defense should be even, right? Let's go back to our roster real quick and take a look at some of my squads. I'm not gonna go through every single one of them with you, but it should be something that you can think of off the top of your head, right? If it takes you a couple minutes to make the squad tab and get it all figured out, you definitely should. It's a fantastic way to understand the offensive and defensive capabilities you have, right? But being able to just kind of look through and understand what squads just baseline are flexible, right? If we come all the way to the top, these 2 squads are ridiculously flexible. I already talked about Darth Vader solo. If you want, you can break CLS out into just a pod of 3, and those guys are great for undermanning and stuff like that. Emperor Palpatine plus Mara Jade is a turn meter train. If you need to, you can slot Darth Vader back in, and it will still do amazing things. Really punch upwards with that squad. You know, you keep moving down comparatively, and we have like my Bounty Hunter squad, not flexible at all. Basically just a defense team. Trying to steal banners by outlasting them, getting a contract payout, and hoping they can maybe kill a person or 2 in their squad, just to take banners away. Coming down further, we have kind of a squad that works in both sense. General Grievous is great at banner sniping, but he's also good at clearing problem teams, because they just kill your droids off, he forces them to taunt, you AoE 2 or 3 times in a row, their whole team's dead. So just being able to have these team classifications, also the 2 on the bottom are not real teams, they're cleanup squads, but being able to have the classifications kind of off the top of my head, right? Being able to understand what my teams can do and where I should be placing them is a really big part of GAC. One that you shouldn't be slacking on. For sure. Should not be slacking on. Right? We'll come back over to the champions for the other biggest tip I can give you. I don't know how many people need to hear it, but just look at your opponent's roster, all right? Some people just set the same defense the entire GAC and it works out for them, right? I set the entire same defense for this GAC, but that's because I think it worked against every one of their rosters, right? And my wins show me that I'm kind of right. Let's go. But looking at their roster is going. I'm sorry. Looking at their roster is going to give you fantastic insight into what they might possibly be facing on defense. If you're a turbo nerd, okay, you can look up their you can look up their past GACs on SWGOH, SWGOH.gg, and it'll let you into their mind even more. Maybe show you that, oh yeah, they kind of place the exact same stuff every time, or stuff like that. I'm at a point where I don't really want to do that right now. I don't think I have the roster depth, nor my opponents have the roster depth for me to really need to see that. The amount of teams that they're going to place really encompasses the entirety of their usable roster. So as long as I can use my eyes and visualize the problem teams that I can see, like this Relic 7 Malik is a problem. So guess what? I'm scared as heck of this Relic 7 Revan team. Right? It's a lot less scary when you click on it and you see, oh, well, he's only got 250 speed. And it's also a lot less scary when you click over here and you hit the button and you're like, oh, well, he's only like 180k Revan. Probably more along the lines of like 200k in health. And that's like, Revan and Malik. And you're like, man, that's a lot, but it could be a lot more. He could be so much thicker. At Relic 7, he could be a big boy, okay? We're missing quite a bit of health stuff over here. Or protection. I think protection is bigger. His is bigger stat, right? Oh, I missed it. Where'd it go? Yeah, protection is his bigger stat. So we're missing a ton of protection percentages over there that just could exist. And as you slowly learn to stare at somebody's roster 5, 10, 15 minutes, you'll be able to not only kind of guess what they'll keep for offense and defense, right? One of those fantastic ways of guessing is, oh man, look at that. Look at their arena shard. It gives you an idea of, like, nowadays what they're testing, right? Because the arena shard is nowhere near as important as it used to be for crystals. So maybe they just use it as a testing ground, or they continue to use the team that they've been using because they're just a creature of habit and don't care as much. So you know that they've been using this as an offensive climbing team for a long time. You've got those two options. You look at Fleet and you see this is their main fleet. This is what he relies on to get crystals on the daily. This is probably what he's going to use for offense or defense against you. Almost hands down, these ships. You can assume the other Geonosian ship that is, I'll hit the button, in his inventory. Right? And you can come down here. You know the Endurance isn't a ship he's using. He's probably using the Executrix as his other ship because guess what? The home one only has 5 stars, even though Akbar's 85 and leveled. So you can assume these two ships are the ones. You give it a nice educated guess. And then, by judging the relics on his ships, you could probably piecemeal together some teams that he's going to set on defense, right? Moral of the story here, not only are you going to learn about the teams he has, possibly, the teams that could be problems for your roster, you're going to learn maybe about 2-ish or 3-ish teams that you can make an educated guess on where they're going to end up, right? You can even find out why that team was piecemealed together, right? The weird Bosk thing. Look at that. There's no bounty hunters with Bosk. He's not a scary character at all. These 2 relics are for show. They're for power on his ship, obviously. Right? And you can really get into the nitty-gritty just by looking at the things that like catch your eye and scare you. You know, when you see the Relic 6, you're like, oh my god, that looks crazy for Galactic Republic. And then you can see the whole team is, that's scary. I should probably make sure I have something for that. And then you see the Yoda and you're like, wait, so this is the Galactic Republic team we're using. What does our Jedi look like for our Revan? And then we go, oh, it's actually, it's not as scary. The Relic 7s with the Relic 6 Basilisk, sure, but the rest of it, it kind of looks, you know, it's a cascade effect of you learning about their roster, and it's gonna make offense and defense for you just infinitely better, right? But if you had to pick one of the two, right? If you're lazy and only run away from this video with one thing, for the love of God, don't full set defense and don't full set for offense. Split your two. Give yourself a chance to defend the onslaught and make your own. Okay? If you can't defend and make a counterattack, you're gonna lose way more GACs than you think. Because just because you have a Sith Eternal Emperor or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren sitting on defense and that's an unclearable zone, right? You have nothing to clear with on the other side because you've full set your entire roster. So you don't even get one victory in, and they clear a single zone with their leftover 6 teams comparatively, and you lose, even though it took them 3 battles each. Because they conquered a whole zone. So don't let that happen to you. Don't you dare. Okay? But also, please just look at your opponent's roster. It'll help you a ton, I promise. Okay, bye.